Welcome back to the channel, my fellow traders. Yesterday, we discussed how NIO stock was getting ready for a major move based off the technicals. And well, I told you guys clearly how to trade NIO regardless of if it broke out to the upside or the downside. So congrats to those of you who were able to profit off the move lower using our strategies. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how to trade and profit off the move now that NIO has dropped down to the downside. I'll be breaking down its full technical analysis, price prediction, and my exact strategy of where I plan to buy and all the different types of trades and scenarios that could play out. So all I ask in return is that you subscribe so that this video can be pushed out to more traders that need a better understanding of how to trade NIO. And with that being said, if you want to learn technical analysis for yourself, go get my new book, A Technical Trader's Handbook, on Amazon that covers a ton of advanced trading strategies, just like the strategy that allowed me to predict the potential breakdown yesterday. So be sure to go get the book, leave a review, and let's jump into the video. So before we jump into the technicals, let's briefly talk about the fundamentals. So the reason NIO stock is even down today is, first of all, the overall market is down. So the overall market drops, so regardless, NIO was bound to drop as well. Now secondly, news broke out late last night that NIO's self-driving feature was the reason for a really big crash in China. The crash took place this past week in China and involved the company's ES8 sport utility vehicle, and the vehicle is equipped with several self-driver assistant functions. But regardless, those features failed, and this crash comes at the heels of another crash this past week that again NIO self-driving might have been at fault at. And what doesn't help is that US regulators announced today that they're launching a formal investigation into Tesla's self-driving autopilot as well. And so a lot of people are now concerned that what if China does the same? You know, China has been really cracking down on their own companies that are willing to stagnate their own country's growth to kind of spread their message, like we're seeing with Didi, with Alibaba, all these different stocks. Now what if they take regulatory measure against NIO as well, which is, you know, totally possible. It's not out of the equation, but regardless, we're yet to see what could happen if the Chinese government does launch any formal investigation into NIO as well. So all these multiple factors combined are the reason that the stock is dropping. So now let's talk about the juicy technicals and how to trade both sides, because on this channel we don't just talk about the bullish side, we talk about the bearish so that we can profit no matter whichever way the stock goes. So let's jump into the technicals. Alright, so jumping into the technicals on this 4-hour chart, we can see a few things right off the bat. So as I told you guys, right, we were forming this massive symmetrical triangle, really getting tighter and tighter and tighter in this range. We ended up breaking below this bottom support line and this crucial support level here at 40.5, and now we've also broken below this previous higher low. The reason why it's so crucial and bearish that we've broken below this previous higher low at 38.78 is that it officially shows that sellers have seized control. Because what is a symmetrical triangle? We're forming higher lows, right? Higher lows as buyers are trying to force a move higher, but the fact that we've now formed a lower low shows that sellers are now in control and that there isn't enough buyer demand to maintain the uptrend. We've now entered, in a way, a downtrend, right? So that's pretty bearish from that aspect. And honestly, if I actually zoom into the 1 day 5-minute chart, we can see that when we broke below that level, right, we came down, we're now pushing up and turning it into resistance, right? Push up, resistance, and we're failing to definitively break above this level and reclaim it back as support. Now if NIO stock can reclaim this level and close above it by end of day, then that will be really bullish, and I think then we can maybe even continue higher, right? But if we close below this, you know, 38.75 level by the end of today, then I think NIO continues lower. So now going back to the 4-hour chart, NIO really doesn't have much of a support level where it's at right now at about, you know, 38.5. The key level of support that I could see NIO drop back to is all the way down here at about 37.4. We can see how it's a very strong level of support way back over here, support here, resistance here, support. So I think NIO most likely probably ends up dropping lower down to 37.4 before we find even, you know, any substantial base, or it could even end up dropping all the way back down to, you know, 34.5 all the way down here, which was its swing low. Now there's one thing on the daily chart that makes me believe that NIO could actually be heading a lot lower. And look guys, I'm not a bear on NIO, I'm personally invested in it for the long term. But the fact of the matter is that I break down the technicals how I see it, and as a trader, I like to trade it both ways, and I like to make money regardless of whichever way a stock goes. So that's why I'm telling you guys all these different scenarios that could play out and how you could personally trade it. So now taking a look at the daily chart, we can see it looks like a really big head and shoulders. We can see how we have our left shoulder, we have our head, we got some consolidation, and boom, right shoulder before the ultimate breakdown to the downside. Now this could not end up happening, right? As long as we stay above this support level right here at about $34, right? This $34 level is our neckline, right? It's that base for our support level. So as long as we stay above it, it's totally possible that NIO maybe even continues higher. But as of now, it does look left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And another thing that I did mention last video as well is that this entire period of consolidation could easily just be a large period of Wyckoff distribution, right? We have our accumulation, we moved up to the upside, now we're having a large period of distribution before a period of downtrend, then again consolidate and repeat, rinse and repeat, right? Rinse and repeat. So now that you've gotten a rough understanding of the technicals, let me break down my price prediction and exactly how to trade NIO stock. But before I do, make sure to go get my new book, A Technical Trader's Handbook, that covers a lot of in-depth technical trading strategies that can really take your trading to the next level. So be sure to go get it. So now jumping back into the 4-hour chart, what I'll be looking for NIO again is higher highs and higher lows in a break above the 9 EMA. As we can see right over here, right, NIO stock began it started forming higher highs, higher lows. It broke above the 9 EMA, which is the blue line, right? You can see this blue line. The reason why the 9 EMA is so crucial and why I always use it is the 9 EMA shows that buyers are willing to pay a premium compared to NIO's shorter term average price by being above it. By being below it, it shows that bears are in control. So as you can see, higher highs, higher lows, and the moment we broke above the 9 EMA, boom, we exploded higher. Then likewise right over here we broke below it, and now we've been just simply turning it into resistance. We had some minor pushes higher, but again, you gotta remember we were in this triangle, so that's why we were unable to break out to the upside. But so what I'll be waiting for NIO stock is probably for it to come down to one of the support levels that I mentioned, right? The moment it comes down to the support level, I want to be buying. I'll be waiting to see, can it find some base? Do we get some consolidation and then start bouncing higher? Like right over here, got some consolidation, bounced higher, broke out, and then I'd add into that. So at those levels, I'd be looking to take small positions and slowly adding if we start forming higher highs, higher lows, and break above the 9 EMA. But I'll only be taking a big position on NIO, a big position if we can break back into this triangle above this 40.5 level. Because the fact of the matter is that this 40.5 level is our base, and this is where the triangle is. So what I want to see realistically is for us to break back into the triangle, and once we do that, then that increases the chances that we then further push up to the upside and potentially see a breakout higher rather than a breakout lower. And then from there, I think NIO definitely heads up all the way up here to about this level here at about $55, where we had a high right over there. So those are my price targets. Obviously, I already mentioned my lower price targets. That's my higher price target, and that's exactly how to trade NIO regardless of whichever way it goes. You could end up shorting if it breaks this level. You could end up buying. You name it. We've covered exactly how to buy, all the scenarios. So watch out for the key levels. Wait for confirmation to see, is NIO forming higher highs and higher lows? Can it break above the 9 EMA? Or even today, can we end up closing above this 40.5 level and retaining above this previous higher low? So those are some key things to watch, and that's the video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and go get my new book, A Technical Trader's Handbook, that covers a ton of advanced trading strategies to help you become more profitable. These are strategies that have helped me help you guys catch 100% gains simply based on the technicals. So be sure to go get the new book, leave a review, and I'll see you guys in the next one.